This is Umar for BoxNation. I'm joined by the WBC mandatory for Nicholson after
Right.
she became world champion impressively in Las Vegas over the weekend. Of course, we'll talk about that in due course, Raven. But yeah, how's life been
Yeah.
treating you? How are you?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. I'm well. Obviously, had a bit of an injury at the minute, so just getting over that. Sort of going to be back in the gym, boxing again on Wednesday. So all moving in the right direction, and yeah, just been good. If anything, it's probably been good for my body to have its first actual proper rest in I don't know how many years. So I'm probably thanking my body's probably thanking me for it. But yeah, it'd be good to get back in the gym.
Itching to get back in the ring as well under the lights.
Yeah, definitely. It's weird when it's kind of not there, you know. I think I've been lucky that I've been able to keep myself pretty busy, you know, I've had stuff going on. Um, but there's nothing like being in fight camp and getting in the ring under the lights and everything else. So yeah, can't wait to be back fully and back in there.
Well, you're in a great position, as I said. You're mandatory challenger for the WBC world title with Skye
Yeah.
Nicolson, whose profile has just gone up even more. Obviously, had a big profile going into this, but now she's a world champion. It's a
Yeah.
big fight yourself, and that's Matchroom v Queensbury as well.
Yeah.
Thoughts on her win? Impressed?
Yeah, it was very good. You know, she did what she does very well. And stuck to her game plan. Uh, it was working. She didn't need to do anything different, and she cruised through it. Yeah, like I say, stuck to the game plan, did what she did, and got that win, and got it, you know, comfortably.
Yeah, we've seen her box really like that throughout her career. That is her style, and as she steps up, looks like she's getting better and better. Do you believe you are the kryptonite? If people like to say that phrase, the kryptonite to her style.
Yeah, I think it's that thing, you know, she's the people she's fought are all very similar. They don't have that kind of movement that I've got, and I think that's what's different. She fights people that work against her style. I will be absolute nightmare for what she does. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that fight when it happens. As I'm sure she will be. But yeah, she won't have faced anything like me, you know, and even with Sarah, I feel like she was still sort of part of that old crop of fighters and champions that were there, and obviously we're the new crop coming through, and we're taking over. Um, and I think it'll be a very good fight, and I think it'll be two really good styles, and it'll be a lot more exciting to watch than probably how her last few fights have been.
I'm sure you would have been informed. Eddie spoke to Matchroom straight after the fight in Las Vegas and mentioned your name. It doesn't seem like there's going to
Mm-hmm.
be any avoiding or going a different route. They're going to keep that world title. And yeah, he said, look, I'm speaking to George about the fight with Raven. So it looks like all roads are leading to that. And that is going to be your next fight, Raven.
Yeah, exactly. It makes sense. And, you know, like you're saying with the profiles and stuff, it's big profiles and it's a fight that a lot of people have been talking about for a long time. You know, it's not just recently where people have been talking about me versus Skye. It's a fight a lot of people want to see. And probably one of the main fights in the featherweights that people talk about outside the fight with Serrano would be that fight. So it definitely deserves to be on a big stage, you know, as part of that Queensbury versus Matchroom. Um, if not in Saudi, in the one in Wembley, that
Yeah.
there is going to be one. So yeah, and with them working together, it's more likely that's going to happen. It's an easy fight to make because it's there to be made. You know, I'm mandatory for whoever was going to win on Saturday, and that was Skye. So now I'm one who's going to be gunning to take the belt from her, and she's going to have to fight me, and they know they're going to have to fight me because I am mandatory.
Yeah, as you said, it probably won't actually have to go to purse bids. I'm sure Eddie and George can come to a deal for that fight.
Yeah, with the work that they're doing together already, in terms of Saudi stuff with the 5v5, it's going to be an easy fight to make, and it was probably the best outcome of that fight on Saturday night, for a business sense, especially for the two promoters. Um, I know it's one of the fights that everyone agrees on. Everyone agrees that should be made and should be part of the 5v5. And now there's even more behind it to make it happen. So there's a world title, and on the line now, not just uh, a generic fight to put on there. There's a legit world title there. So yeah, I think it deserves to be on that stage because it's a big fight.
What would you rather then? Would you rather have Nicholson v Chapman as a headline, say in the UK somewhere, or
Mm,
would you have it at the on the 5v5 matchroom v Queensbury at Wembley Stadium?
definitely on. Oh,
As you're thinking about
that's
it now.
actually a hard one. Yeah, just sort of thinking about it. I mean, it's a big fight. We deserve to headline it for sure. It's for a world title. We deserve to be headlining it. But to be part of also, the 5v5 stuff at Wembley Stadium, that's huge as well. And that's probably the kind of show that it should be on.
It's more pressure going into that though, because you can't let Frank and George down.
Yeah, that's it. But I always perform really well under pressure, not just in boxing, but in anything that I do. When I'm under a bit of pressure, that's when I come to life.
Sure, you'd have seen a bit of showboating at the end towards the fight from Skye. Can she afford to do
Yeah.
that against you?
Well, when she's fighting me, obviously against Sarah, she looked like she was having fun in there. She won't be looking like she's having fun when she's in there with me. So she isn't going to have time to showboat. That's for
Okay.
sure. I know
Okay.
that.
Well, listen, Raven. Yeah, we look forward to some news. When do you think that will all get wrapped up? Have you spoke to Frank and George since the fight?
Yeah, so I know I'm fighting in July. I'll be having a fight in July, and obviously they've been talking about it. I know they're talking about getting it on the 5v5 at Wembley. And that's the plan. Obviously, Eddie's talking about it as well. George and Frank are saying it. So now all they need to do is organise it to happen. Obviously, I've still got a fight. Eddie still wants Skye to defend it, so we both need to get through our next fight, and then it's there. It's exciting times, and it's. I think it's going to be really good for women's boxing as well. There's no real team. She respects me and my team. There doesn't have to be any real, needle in there between us, but I think it's going to be a really good fight for women's boxing because it's the kind of fights that people want to see made, and it's the kind of fights that people will enjoy to watch because they want to watch it, and they're going to want to tune in, and they're going to want to see that happen, and it sets us up for a good rivalry, and that's what women's boxing needs. We've started to see that happen a bit more now, and yeah, we need more of it in this game, and that's what hopefully we can do and we can bring to it again.
Okay, well, listen, Raven, good to hear that you're all recovered and you're back in the gym very soon. So that's good news on your front. And yeah, we look forward to this big fight with Skye Nicolson at some
Yeah,
point this year. So yeah, thanks for your
yeah,
time,
100%.
BoxNation,
Thank
and
you.
I'm sure we'll
Cheers,
speak
Umar.
soon. Cheers, Raven.
Yeah, definitely. Cheers. See ya.